Okay, ready, go. Hello, Zippies. Ready to raise your vibration?
I'm ready.
This is about 2 words that will quickly and easily help you get everything you ever wanted out of life. But how can words help you get what you want?
Most words are either positive or negative, but it's the vibration of those words that really creates the positive things or negative things in your life. So, for instance, love versus hate, happiness, sadness.
Broke, rich.
Exactly. Fit or out of shape.
What does it really matter? Well, the vibration of the words that we use are what affects our bodies. Not just, I know you might think, well, positive or negative, okay, we're talking about how we think, our psychology. We're actually talking about our physio too. We're talking about our cells. I think I hear thunder in the distance. We're talking about our cells, our molecules. So the vibration, this is all physics. So the vibration of positive and negative actually gets all the way down into you, into your body, into your cells, all the way down to a molecular level. And a Japanese scientist set out to prove this. He had to develop a camera that would actually work in freezing temperatures. And he took a bottle of water and said positive things to it. I love you, wrote the word love on it. Things are great, peace, love, happiness, all sorts of positive things. And then froze it and photographed the ice crystals. And then he took another bottle and sent negative messages to it. So he said, I hate you, and just hateful things to this other poor bottle of water, and froze it and photographed the ice crystals that were formed from the negative bottle of water, or the bottle of water that was given negative vibration. And he proved that the vibration of the words affected the pictures of the ice crystals. The ice crystals that were from the positive words were beautiful, just gorgeous, perfectly formed ice crystals. And the negative ones were unformed. They were deformed. They weren't formed into beautiful ice crystals at all. We'll reference that Japanese scientist and his book on this subject below.
And what was really interesting was each of those positive ice crystals was unique, and it was as if it was a snowflake, and each one developed like its own personality. And then the deformed ones were just very, not much of anything. It was almost as if they just never developed, as if we can do our own experiment here together today. I want you to listen to these phrases and then pause the video and picture how you feel. Try this. My job is such a drag. Or, I meet a lot of interesting people every day at work. Or try, I woke up tired and sluggish this morning, versus I woke up energized and refreshed. Or I am so broke, versus I feel like $1,000,000.
You can try this experiment by pausing the video or replay those phrases that Jim gave you, or come up with your own. Pause the video and give it a try, and pay attention to how you feel, and if you can tell a difference between the way you feel when you say the negative phrase versus the positive phrase. And that feeling is the beginning of how it's affecting your body and what you're creating.
I know I could feel the negativity even when I was doing the demonstration with you today. Saying those negative words brings me down a little bit, and when I was saying the positive words, I felt so much better. So,
That's because it happens so quickly.
it does.
The minute you start, the second you start with the negative or the positive. So if you start with the positive, you immediately feel positive. The negative, you immediately start to feel negative. And you say it, and your body and the universe immediately begin to create it. So at the top, we said there were 2 words that would quickly and immediately help you to begin to get everything you want out of life. Those 2 words, they're powerful. Listen up. It's important. They are I am. The two words are I am. And they are key. And if you can begin to pay attention to when you say I am. So really, it's not so much the I am. The I am is the super duper important marker that tells you pay attention to what you're about to say, because it's really what comes after the I am that makes the biggest difference. So the I am is your key, it's your cue, it's your antenna, it's your radar to say, I better pay attention to what I'm about to say, because I am about to create something in my life with whatever comes after I am. It's powerful, it's meaningful. The two words that can immediately change things, if you will start to pay attention to them, are I am. They are huge. They're powerful. They will create everything. Everything you're creating comes after I am. And so we'll give you some examples.
It's as if there's a magic phrase after those two words. I am wonderful. I am love. I am peace. Those are wonderful things to bring into your life. Versus, I am tired. I am sluggish today. I am overwhelmed. That's only going to bring negativity to your life. So immediately, when you notice you're saying those things or thinking those things, immediately change it. The faster you change it, the faster you're going to be attracting positive things into your life. Holly and I have been able to kind of help each other.
Yeah, we have. We help each other a lot.
Holly and I have noticed that a lot of people are reading the same books that we are, and we've just noticed that they're not necessarily assimilating the same information out of those books.
We've been trying to figure that out.
We have, and I believe one of the reasons that it makes it easier for us is that it's the two of us, and we kind of hold each other accountable, and it helps us integrate these wonderful things into our life. Mm-hmm. We are very careful about what we say after I am, and it's one thing that we have been able to integrate successfully into our lives and have seen a lot of good results. Whenever I might say I am and have something negative after it, Holly immediately says, you are if you say you are.
You are if you say you are. So that's the kind of coaching phrase that we use together, and we wanted to share that because we were thinking that could kind of become what we're doing at Zippy Vibe, is to help people. Spouse
or best friend get into this material together and help each other integrate it into your lives. It's so much more. It's the difference between just reading a book and actually doing a workbook. If you've ever been in a subject where it requires a workbook, but you just skip over the workbook, chances are it didn't really get integrated into your life. But if you did the workbook, you actually do the work, then, oh my goodness, you just really grasp what that author was trying to teach you.
And that's what we're doing here at Zippy Vibe, is we're creating a way to help you to assimilate it. So we're readers, and we've read dozens, in fact probably hundreds of these types of books, and we have assimilated it, and we have gotten good results. And that's one of the reasons that we created this channel, was because we wanted to help people to integrate it and to assimilate it into their lives and get some of the great results that we are, and the peace and happiness and riches that we have found with these methods and these tools that were provided by other authors.
Right. If we're on the tennis court, for example, and
oh gosh, here we go.
And Holly says, I'm struggling with my game today. I say, you are if you say you are.
Right. So now, if I feel like I'm struggling with my game, I'm not going to say it, which is the first step. And now the next step would be to quit thinking it and to think, okay, that stroke's over. Another example is sometimes I'll talk to you when you're in the work day, and I'll be like, how's your day going, sweetheart? And if it isn't going that well, occasionally you will use some words that are not exactly what we would recommend putting after I am. You might say, it's killing me, or I'm drowning out here, and you're trying to tell me that you're having a bad day. And so I'll be like, wow, we got to be really careful what we put after I am, or we're going to affect the whole rest of the work day. So I'll point that out, and I'll be like, killing me, drowning out here. That's not exactly what we want to put after I am.
Right. It's real easy to slip into some negativity, and it helps a lot having a partner or a friend that can point those things out to you so that you can start to make those changes. And at first it may not feel good that they're pointing those things out, especially at a time when everything's going negative. Of course it is, because you're saying it is. So, but once you have used these tools and realize all the positive things that are going to come if you immediately change and say positive things after I am good at what I'm doing, then it just makes all the difference. So having a best friend to help you out with these things and vice versa, it makes a big difference, and you can change things more quickly that way.
It does, and you can rewatch the video, and that might help remind you too. So if that's what you need to do, watch the video once a week, subscribe, and it'll help you to stay on track. Another example, I was at work and my mentor was in town, and he came by my office and he said, "Hey, how's it going?" And I said, "Oh, I'm so overwhelmed." Well, of course he left my office because he knew that was his cue that Holly's really busy, leave her alone. But he circled back around because I think it really bothered him, and he stuck his head back in the door and he said, "Would you ever say I can't do something?" And I said, "Of course I would." And he's like, "I know you wouldn't." And I mean, I was raised that way. Can't's not in the dictionary. There's no such word as can't. And we literally did not say that in our house growing
Can't,
up.
never could.
That's how y'all did it.
Yeah.
And he said, "Did you know that saying overwhelmed is the same thing as saying can't?" And I actually did not know that. And so can't has some little disguises. Can't comes in and creeps in words like overwhelmed and drowning and backed up against the wall, suffocating. All the things we say, work is suffocating. I'm backed up against a wall. These are all things that are the same thing as saying can't. And we wouldn't say that.
Never. You're like, I don't like where this is going. Reset. Let's start over. Do it again. So if you find that you have some negative words after the word I am, the first step, like Holly said, is just noticing it and then replacing it with a positive word. And the great thing about this is the positive vibrations are so much stronger and more powerful than the negative ones that you will immediately erase your negative vibrations. So that's the great thing about this. And if you practice this in your life, I promise you, you're going to notice the same results that we do.
Now that you know the markers I am, and you're going to be on lookout for the markers, and you're going to be on the lookout for what you say after I am. The next step to really make it even a little more powerful is to say what you want. So say not only I am, but let's say, for instance, you are living a sedentary lifestyle and you don't want to have a sedentary lifestyle, you would prefer to have an active lifestyle. All right, rather than saying I am going to become fit or I'm going to become active, say I am active. I am active. And what that does is, boy, it really gets those cells going. All the molecules in your body start to go, oh, I'm fit. Oh, I better get busy being fit.
Yeah.
And they start to sizzle and pop, and the molecules and the cells, and everything starts to align itself for you to be fit. Not only your body physically, but also what you've just put out there to the universe. Now here's what happens. I am fit. And you convince yourself, you keep saying I am fit. Next thing you know, boom, you're at the mailbox and your neighbor says, "Hey, I've thought about walking more often. I'd like to get off the couch more and do a little bit more walking, and I could really use a walking buddy. Do you think you could walk with me after work?" So it's not that you say, I'm fit, and there's a magic wand and boom, all of a sudden you wake up one morning fit. This is how it works. You say, I'm fit, and your body starts to become the engine that wants to be fit. It wants to eat healthier food. It wants to move. And all your cells say, yeah, let's do that. And then here comes the help.
So the universe is just attracting everything that you need to be fit. So
to get you there.
Right. So versus saying I would like to become fit or I am becoming fit, you're not fit yet. So it gives the sensation to the universe that you're never going to be fit. You're just going to always becoming fit. So whatever you want to be, I am that. I am fit.
I am fit.
And say it with authority. I don't care if you're fit yet or not. I am fit.
You will get there. And then the phone will ring and it'll be somebody saying, I've always wanted to take this yoga class and I found one right across town. It's not that far from you. Do you think you could hit that with me a couple times after work? Because having a support system is helpful. And so next thing you know, you're doing yoga a couple times a week. Of course, the friend that got you involved in it stopped doing the yoga. And that is a true story. I ended up doing the yoga alone, but at least Kimmy got me involved. She did come twice.
You'll find more friends that are fit.
Well, you do meet people in the yoga class, and I am flexible.
And then you met me.
And then I met you, and you're not flexible.
Oh, but I'm fit.
You are fit.
Maybe not I am flexible. See how it works?
That is how it works. So don't let your coach get you down. How about how fit are you? How far did you take it?
Well, actually, I ran a marathon, and I finished the marathon and was very proud of myself. So in a very short period of time, you can change everything about your life. So the words I am are extremely powerful. So don't feel like you're in a box and have any limitations in what you're doing, because these words are so powerful. I am a runner. I am a gymnast. I am a tennis player. Whatever you want to be, you can be it. Just use the words I am.
It's your life and you can create it. Before we were in business for ourselves, I wanted to be a sales trainer. And I told myself I am a sales trainer. I made a business card that said I am a sales trainer. So it's like, I am a sales trainer on this date. And I said it, and it seemed like it took about 8 months, but I became a corporate sales trainer. And it was in my wallet. I laminated it, and I would look at it from time to time throughout those months. And I looked at that card, and I kid you not, I got hired on as a sales trainer on the date on that card.
That's amazing.
It's truly amazing. And these tools become easier as time goes on. It's like working out at the gym, and it's hard at first. It's like chasing a bunch of tennis balls until you get it to where you can hit them and keep most of them in the court. It's like anything you do, it's hard until it gets easy. Anything worth doing is hard until it gets easy. And so with I am, and recognizing what you're saying and recognizing what you're putting right after I am, it's almost like a muscle. It's like your positive thinking muscle, and the longer you do it, the easier it gets.
Once you integrate these words I am into your life, it's going to be as easy as brushing your teeth. You're not even going to realize what you're doing. It's just happening. So if you did the exercises with us today with the I am exercise, I am with a positive word after it, or I am and some negative connotation after it, and it made a difference. If you could notice a difference, please leave us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you.
And if you feel better now than you did at the beginning of this video, would you please subscribe? We would love to have you as a subscriber so that you can be notified of future videos that we're producing on Zippy Vibe.
Have a Zippy Vibe day. That was good.
Thank you, honey.
So,
you were too.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, jump in. We always stammer around with this. Did I remember to say put it in the comment?
I think you did.
I meant to.
I'm in a groove.
We're in a groove. We're in a groove, and we are fine.
We are.